compared to in the matplotlib tlt.hist, and you are going to write whatever the variable name. That variable name you are going to take, and you are going to apply tlt.show. This is syntax for the matplotlib. The same syntax for the cburn, it is going to be sns dot. SNS means cburn. Cburn dot. In the cburn, there is a plot called as distplot. Earlier it is distplot. Earlier it is distplot. DIST plot. Earlier. And you are going to get a distplot like this. Dist means distribution. The meaning of dist distribution. SNS dot distribution plot we are having. But now later, see here there is a future warning. Future warning means in future they are going to remove this dist plot and they are going to convert to displot. So that is future warning. Future means in the upgraded version. In the further versions they are going to remove this dist plot, it seems. They are going to give us. So like this, any version changes is there means they'll give us whichever is important we can have. Okay. So just we are going to remove this T and we are going to use displot only. This is the latest version it seems. Okay. In this latest version, if you observe, this is the distribution of the data. That is histogram. Pure histogram you are going to get. But I want along with the curve also. I want over the curve. For having the curve, what you are going to do is you are going to write KDE is equal to true. TRUE. What is meant by KDE means kernel density estimation. Because this is a density curve. I have told you the density curve. So you are going to have a curve like this, density curve. From the density curve, you can clearly say whether it is a right skewed or left skewed. Now tell me whether it is a right skewed or left skewed or a normal. Right skewed because the tail is towards the right side. So it is a right skew. Right? Now, this is only check. Transformation you have to apply later. In the EDA, you should not do the transformations. Transformations separately. Right? Now I'm going to take the dist plot. DF of total bill. Bins is equal to 10 only. So instead of taking these many bins, I'm going with 10 bins and KD is equal to true. And title, I'm going to keep the histogram of the total bill. So for the total bill, I'm going to take the histogram where I'm having the 10 bins only, standard one. This is the standard one. So you are going to have the kernel density estimation. That is density curve is drawn along with the histogram of 10 bins has been drawn. Right? Title is histogram of the total bill. So title I have kept okay. What is the, this is called as X label. This is called as Y label. These two things I have not kept, right? By default they have came. So what is the advantage of when compared to matplotlib to cburn means in the interview they are going to ask you. What is that? Why you are going? So what are the visualization libraries you are working? Means you are going to say, sir, I have worked on the matplotlib and cburn. In the resume also you have to clearly mention the matplotlib word and cburn word. If you don't write that one, how I can understand that you know that one? See, if you write only, we can understand that, okay, this person knows the matplotlib library, this person knows the cburn library. Like that, whatever you are whatever the things you know, you have to mention everything in the resume. Okay. So here we are going to apply the distribution plot. So here, what is the advantage when compared to cburn means it is going to have the X label and Y label by default. So the X label will be taken the column name. Whatever the column name will be there, that will be taken as the X label, and the Y label by default it is count. In the backend, the code they have written by default with respect to the X label is equal to this one and Y label is equal to this one. Okay. Title you are going to keep. So I have shown you for one. So how many continuous variables are there here? 2 continuous variables are there. One is total bill. One is tip. Right? 2 are the continuous variable. For the total bill, I have shown you the histogram in the cburn. Now what you are going to do? You are going to, after the class, you are going to revise first. Revise means copy the same code. Copy means type the same code and check. And after that, you remove KD is equal to true. Then what you will see? Okay, the curve will not be appear. If you remove the bins is equal to 10, then what is going to be? So number of bins is equal to 15 will be there by default. So by writing bins is equal to 10, you can observe clearly that only 10 bins it is going to consider. By writing KD is equal to true, density curve will come. Like this you are going to observe. Right? Is that clear? Bins is nothing but bars, number of bars. KD is nothing but density curve. Right? So once you have revised, after your revision, once you have revised means what is the meaning of revise? Recollecting the same thing, whatever we have done. Recollecting is called as revise. Recollecting whatever we have done in the classroom is called as revision. Okay. Now what is meant by practice means now applying on the new things. So instead of total bill, if you take the tip and check from the tip, for the tip, you have to check the tip. Now for the total bill, whether it is a right skewed, right? Total bill is a right skewed distribution. You are going to write this one. This is the one which you have analyzed and which you have concluded. So it is a right skewed distribution. Similarly for the tip, you have to check and you have to write. That you have to do. So I have done the total bill now. Now you do for the tip amount. Right? Similarly, box plot. Now I am going to take the box plot. What is meant by box plot? It is a 5-number summary where you are going to have the 5 numbers which are minimum value, Q1 value, Q2 value, Q3 value and maximum value. So here SNS dot box plot, you are going to take the box plot and X is equal to DF of tip and you are going to have the PLT dot show. So what is meant by X means it is going to show on the X axis. If you have written the Y means it is going to take the box plot like this, in this direction. Box plot you want in this direction or in this direction. That is the thing. Right? So now here you are going to take the tip amount. Tip you are going to consider. For the tip you are going to see whether they are outliers or not. From this you are going to conclude the tip amount, the tip column is having the outliers. What you are going to do with outliers, that is again data cleaning. Just here checking only. You have checked and you have concluded that tip column is having the outliers. Is that clear? Next one. Once you have completed the histogram and box plot, now we are moving to the next bivariate analysis, which is scatter plot. So scatter plot, we are going to take on the X variable. On the X variable, I am going to consider the column of DF of total bill. On the Y variable, I am going to consider the column of DF of tip. These are the two columns which I am going to consider. Okay. So this is the X value and this is the Y. So here automatically the X label and Y label, you can take very clear, you can check very clearly with respect to X and Y labels they have printed. And the X variable is going to consider the total bill values and Y variable is going to consider the tip and it is going to make the plot, scatter plot. So what is meant by scatter plot? I already explained you. Just it is going to make the dots and how the dots are formed based on the data points. I have already explained you, right? Now just what is the difference between the matplotlib and this one is only the syntax. In plt.scatter you are going to apply, here you are going to apply sns.scatterplot. Right? Or here if you observe df of total bill and df of tip, I am writing very clearly. Or otherwise you can write x is equal to total bill, y is equal to tip you can write and data is equal to df. You don't need to write every time df like this. You can write data is equal to df. Sir, why I have to write data is equal to df? Means because you have loaded, for example, in the real time, you have loaded df1, df2, df3. Like this, you have loaded 3 data frames. 3 CSV files you have loaded in your Jupyter notebook. For the 3 CSV files, total bill is available. This is df1 for the January month. This is for February month. And this is for March month. And in the 3 df, this total bill is available. Now, which one they have to consider? Which total bill they have to consider? Whether df1 or df2 or df3, which one they have to consider? So that is the reason you have to write the data very clearly. If you write this data, if you write data is equal to df1 means it is go to df1. Within the df1, it will check whether total bill column is available or not. If it is available means it is going to consider that as the x-axis value. Right? So just the above one, the above and below, just I am going to change. You can see clearly the difference above and below the code. Okay. And you are going to use the plt.show. SNS.show is not available. plt.show only you have to use. Show purpose you have to use. If you don't write show means automatically by default it is also going to give me with respect to like this something. Additional one it is going to print this one, which is not important for me. Though it is very simple also, but it is not important for me. Simply I am going to write plt.show. By writing plt.show, I am asking only show the figure, no need of additional things. Just focus only on the figure. Right? Now, the same thing, the same scatter plot, you can take on the rel plot. What is rel plot? Means relative plot. Okay, SNS.rel plot, X is equal to total bill, Y is equal to tip, and data is equal to TF. If you observe, the arguments I have taken the common as it is. The only thing is, instead of scatter plot, I have taken the rel plot. And I'm going to apply this one. Now, by doing like this, since I have taken the common things, so since this is common, as it is common is there, what I have changed, instead of scatter, I have taken REL. Only one word I have changed. Now by keeping others constant and by changing this one to this one, you can see the difference very clearly. What is the difference between scatter plot versus relative plot? Very clearly you can observe. If you take different values, for example, instead of total bill, if you have considered one more column, different column you have considered, then how you can find the difference? So if you want to see the difference between two things means, first you have to give for both of them common things. Whichever the difference you want to observe, remaining everything should be common. Then only you can observe the difference. So here I am going to make with respect to the inner arguments as common one, and I am going to take this one. So here the rel plot is going to give me the same scatter plot. Above scatter plot and below scatter plot both are same. Then what is the difference, sir? It is going to have a rectangular box like this, where it is not going to have any upper rectangular box, something. Directly it is going to take only these two lines. It is not enclosed in the entire box. That is the only difference between these two. Okay. Next, rel plot, X is equal to total bill, Y is equal to tip, data is equal to DF. Up to here it is okay. Rel plot means up to here we are going to get. For this, I am going to add one more variable or one more argument called as hue is equal to smoker. Hue means it is going to divide. Hue means meaning is divide. Smoker means entire data divide with the smoker and without smoker. So now how it is going to show, it is going to take two different colors. So now this color says that, orange color says that they are smoker, and blue color says that they are non-smoker records. Like this you are going to have. This facility is available in the Seaborn. This is not available in the matplotlib. Right? So directly if you observe Seaborn, here you are having with respect to these are the things. Hue is equal to smoker is going to divide. Okay, from this, okay sir, okay, divided, what you are going to come from? So the maximum total bill amount, whoever has made the total bill amount, they are the smoker. The person is smoker. Okay, whoever has given the maximum tip, this is the tip amount, right? So whoever has given the tip amount high value is smoker. Generally smokers will pay the high tip amounts. So they are concluding like this from the given data only. Okay. So sir, here if you observe this one, this part is having of so many values. From this you can't make any conclusions. So no need to make any conclusions. So whatever the conclusions you can make, according to that you are going to do. Okay, generally scatter plot will tell us three things. What are the three? Yesterday I have told you. What are the three? One, linearity. Second one is direction. Third one is strength. So these are the three things which it is going to say from the scatter plot. So linearity means a straight line, linear line. Okay, you can observe the linear line. Direction. What is meant by direction? Positive direction or negative direction. So as the total bill increases, tip also increases. It is in the positive direction. Strength. Strength means all the data points are very close. So since the points are very close means the correlation is going to be high. Simple. Right? Next one is style. So if you observe here clearly again, SNS.rel plot, X is equal to total bill, Y is equal to tip, data is equal to DF, hue is equal to smoker. The same thing I am going to copy paste here. SNS.rel plot, X is equal to total bill, Y is equal to tip, data is equal to DF. But instead of hue, I am going to change the style. Instead of hue, I am going to change the style. Now what happens if I take the style? It is going to give the different style. Hue is going to divide the data in terms of colors. Style is going to divide in terms of different symbols. One is color based, one is symbol based. And that too, hue or style. These things you have to take discrete variable only. Discrete categorical variable only. Because categories, you can have categories means how many you can observe. So this should be a discrete categorical variable. If you take instead of hue is equal to continuous variable means how it is going to divide the data? Category means either yes category or no category, smoker category or non-smoker category, something you can have. So category should be there. You want to divide the data means some categories should be there. Some categories should be there means these should be discrete categorical variables only. You can't take as a continuous variable. Okay. Now, X is equal to total bill, Y is equal to tip, data is equal to DF, and size is equal to smoker. One is hue, one is style. Now third one is size. Size is equal to smoker. This time size. What is size gives means the size of the symbol. Each one is each type. So three different types are there. One is hue, style, and one is size. By three different styles, you can separate the data. Okay. Now, you want the smoker along with the style, both of them. So you are going to take hue is equal to smoker and style is equal to size. And you are going to print. Now you are going to have this way. So from this, you can conclude whichever is in the blue color, that is either smoker or non-smoker. Now tell me whether this point is smoker or non-smoker. Non-smoker. Okay. And symbol, plus symbol. Plus symbol means size of 4. Whoever the person has paid this much of bill amount, they have came with size of 4. That is the conclusion you are going to. That is the things you are identified. Analysis. Okay. Is that clear? So whenever you are having more than 2 categorical variables and you want to differentiate like this means you can use as per your choice. Sir, I want in the subplots. I want to make the subplots. Subplots with respect to size wise. Okay. Size wise, I want to make the subplots. So first I want to make for size of 1, size of 2, size of 3, size of 4, size of 5 and size of 6. Total, I told you size is having from 1 to 6. 6 categories you are having. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If a size of a member size of 1 has came, a member size of 2 has came, a member size of 3, 4, 5 and 6. So size of 1. In that how many of them are smokers and non-smokers and what is the total bill? Analysis. Size of 2, size of 3, size of 4, size of 5 and size of 6. Sir, it is not visible. These graphs are not visible. Not only for you, for me also it is not visible. So that is the reason we are going to use call wrap is equal to 2. What is call wrap is equal to means the entire data, whatever you are having, you split into 2 columns. Call means column wise. Wrap means split. Column wise you split into 2 columns. Now the total 6 plots are there. 6 plots will be taken into 2 columns. So subplot 1, subplot 2, subplot 3, subplot 4, subplot 5, and subplot 6. If you want to write in the same thing in the matplotlib, you have to write plt dot subplot of 3, 2, 1 because total 6 na. So 3 rows with 2 columns. In that 1. In that again you have to take plt dot scatter and that to size of 1. So size of 1 first you have to separate. The data you have to separate wherever the size of 1 is there. So you have to take data df is equal to df1 is equal to df1 of wherever df of size is equal to 1. First you have to separate this data. First this data has to be separated. After this data, in this again you have to work on the scatter plot. So instead of writing these many lines of code, here we are writing just 1 line of code. By size wise, we are going to separate and call wrap is equal to miss. You are going to get multiple subplots. Wrap, if you want call wrap is equal to miss, you are going to write, if you want call wrap miss, we don't want call wrap miss, by default it is going to give like this. Is that clear? Done? Now, size of 5 and size of 6. So for size of 5, size of 6, size of 4, size of 3, for every size you are going to observe. This is the scatter plot. Next one is line plot. For line plot, what I have told you, in the x-axis, it should be in the serial order. If it is not in the serial order, then automatically it is going to have in the zigzag way. So for getting the serial order, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to create one more column. I'm going to create a column where np.arrange of 1 to 244. 1 to 244 means, 1 to 245 means up to 1 to 244. So 244 records, 244 values will be taken for 1 to 244 and it is going to create as a data frame. And this data frame I'm going to add to the existing one by creating a new column. See, by creating a new column, I have added 1 to 244. Now what I'm going to do, x-axis I'm going to take in the serial number and y-axis I'm going to take the tip. And rel plot, by default rel plot is going to give you the, if you open the rel plot, by default the rel plot is going to give you the scatter plot. By default it is scatter plot. So if you want the line plot means, you have to write clearly kind is equal to line. If you write kind is equal to line means, it is going to take line plot. So first one, second one, like this, it is going to add for each and everything. First person total bill, second person total bill. Like this, it is adding everything. You are going to get a line plot like this. Right? And you are going to drop that serial number you don't want, just you are going to drop that one. Now next one is joint plot. What is joint plot? Joint plot is combination of histogram and scatter plot, is called as joint plot. So if you take the SNS.joint plot, on y-axis you want the tip amount and on x-axis you want the total bill and data is equal to DF. If you write here, you are going to get a scatter plot along with the histogram. This is the histogram of the total bill. This is the histogram of the tip amount. This is the histogram of total bill, histogram of tip amount, and the tip versus total bill scatter plot. A combination of scatter plot with the histogram is called as joint plot. Is that clear? Next one is violin plot. So violin plot is going to give us with respect to x is equal to total bill, y is equal to day wise. So if I take this one, distribution, that is box plot with the distribution, KDE, it is called as violin plot. So on the Friday, this is the minimum value, this is the maximum value. So on the Thursday, on Saturday, on Sunday. So you are going to observe this by taking the violin plot. Right? Next one, we are going to proceed with multivariate analysis, which is the most important one and which we are going to apply most of the time. So it is going to have pair plot. What is meant by pair plot means it is also a combination of histogram and scatter plot. Sorry, pair plot. Pair plot is a combination of, histogram and along with the scatter plot. Sir, already combination of histogram and scatter plot, you told us joint plot, na? Joint plot meaning also this one only, right? The same meaning, combination of histogram and scatter plot. Then what is the difference between pair plot and scatter plot? Then joint plot. Joint plot, if I am having, for example, x1, x2, x3, x4, x5, 5 variables are there, assume. 5 continuous variables are there. Now, joint plot means I have to select any 2 variables, I have to write inside that clearly. Now, if I write for example, x1 and x2, if I apply the joint plot over the x1 and x2 like this, if I apply the x1 and x2 like this on the x1 and x2, then it is going to make a scatter plot and it is going to take the histogram. One side it is going to take the histogram of x1 variable, other side is going to take the histogram of the second variable, that is x2. If I take between x2 comma x3, then again it is going to make the scatter plot and x2 variable will be considered on this side and x3 variable will be considered on this side. Okay, something you are going to have like this. This is called as joint plot. And every time you have to write joint plot, in the joint plot, every time you have to write very clearly what are the variables you are considering. x1, x2 or x2, x3, which are the 2 variables you are considering, you have to write very clearly. But in the pair plot, you no need to write anything. If you ask pair plot means, it is going to make automatically within x1, x2, x1, x3, x1, x4, x1, x5. Similarly, x2, x3, x2, x4, x2, x5. Next, x3, x4, x3, x5. Next one is x4, x5. Automatically it will make. That is the total you are going to get these many scatter plots by using the square plot in one shot. Okay. In our case, we are having with respect to, see, if you open the pair plot, see the histogram of total bill versus total bill. On x-axis you are having total bill, on y-axis also you are having total bill. Means that is the histogram of total bill. This is the histogram of the tip amount. This is the histogram of size. Size you should not consider. Actually size you should not consider. Means only you have to consider only the continuous variables. Continuous variables means you write first continuous variables, you have to separate like this. And you have to write the continuous variables. You have to use the word of variables is equal to continuous. So that it is going to consider only the continuous variables and it is going to plot the pair plot. In the pair plot, you can see the histograms and scatter plot. So this scatter plot was made between total bill on the x-axis and y on the tip. This scatter plot was made on the total bill on the y-axis and x-axis is the tip amount. So whatever you are seeing here, this is the same one you have to write here also. Tip, tip. So here whatever is there, you write here. So this is the total bill. This is tip versus total bill. This is total bill versus tip. This scatter plot is x-axis is total bill. This x-axis is tip is the x-axis. Is that clear? So in one shot, you are going to get in the entire continuous variables histogram, the entire continuous variables scatter plot you are going to get in one shot. That is the multivariate analysis. Multivariate means multiple variables you are considering at a time. Is that clear? Pair plot. Any questions? Next one. In this house, again, you want to separate with respect to hue is equal to miss. You can write hue is equal to. Again, it is going to be separated. Okay. For males and females like this. Smoker and if you want to write smoker miss, smoker wise. If you want to write with respect to gender miss, gender wise. According to that, it is going to separate. Right? The next one is heat map. Heat map gives you the heat between the variables. Heat between the variables means the correlation between the variables. Heat is nothing but relation. The relation, correlation matrix, whatever the correlation is there, that correlation is going to be taken here. So here you are having the correlation matrix. You are having this, this matrix is there. Already I have told you what is correlation matrix in the pandas. We have seen what is the df.core. So here you are going to take the correlation matrix. So df dot core gives you the correlation matrix. So if you want only for continuous variables means first you have to write continuous variables take separately. Since you already taken the continuous variables, these are the continuous variables now. Just you write the same thing. Continuous. You write the same thing, the same word here. df of continuous. And take the bracket. So continuous variables, for continuous variables, this is the correlation. You can't apply the discrete variable, correlation on the discrete variable. So correlation, what is meant by correlation formula? Covariance of x comma y divided by standard deviation of x and standard deviation of y. This I have told you in the descriptive statistics, right? Covariance and correlation. Now this correlation, whatever the correlation is there, the same thing you are representing by heat map. Heat map. So in the heat map, you are going to take the SNS.heat map of correlation matrix. Means for this matrix, you are applying the heat. That is representation. The same thing you are representing like this. The higher the value, the lower color is low. So if you observe here, 1 is there. For 1 is this one. 0.67 is this one. This is 0.67 and this is again 1. Sir, here I want to display the values also. If you want to display the values, you have to write annoyed is equal to true. If you write anoid is equal to true, it is going to display the values also. Is that clear? Heat maps gives you the heat. Heat is nothing but colors. Okay. If you take multiple variables, then you can find the difference very easily. Okay. Example, if you want one more example, I will show you. Okay. Just give me a minute. So here I'm having the data set where I'm having 4 continuous variables. 4 of them are continuous variables. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now these 4 continuous variables, I'm going to load the data. Okay, first I have to read the libraries. Huh? Okay, let me give a minute. Okay, first I'm going to, in this Jupyter notebook, separately I have to load the libraries and I'm going to load the data set. In this data set, I'm having the 4 continuous variables. For these 4 continuous variables, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to apply df.core. So it is going to give me the correlation matrix between x1 versus x1. This is x1 variable, first variable, variable 1. First variable versus first variable. The correlation is going to be 1. First variable versus second variable. First variable versus third variable. First variable versus fourth variable. Similarly, first variable. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. First variable versus first variable. First variable versus second variable. First variable versus third variable. First variable versus fourth variable. Similarly, second variable versus first variable. Second variable versus second variable. Second variable versus third variable. Second variable versus fourth variable. So like this, you are going to make the correlation matrix. If you observe the correlation matrix, the diagonal matrix will be 1. The diagonal values is going to be 1. Because first variable versus first variable, what will be the relation? Obviously, it is going to be 1. So in the correlation matrix, the diagonal elements are going to be 1. And the upper triangle and lower triangle will be the same. Because if you go with the relation between 1 versus 2 or 2 versus 1, both will be the same. Whatever the value you are having here, this value will be the same because the relation between 1 and 2 and 2 and 1 will be the same. Both of them are having the same relation. Covariance is not going to change, right? Covariation will not change and variation of x will not change. Variation of y will not change. Nothing will change. So it is going to be the same. So this is a symmetrical matrix where upper triangle and lower triangle are both are same. And you are going to have like this. Now what I'm going to apply for this, I'm going to take the heat map, sns dot heat map. I'm going to apply sns dot heat map on the df. The entire data frame I'm going to take. So if I'm going to get a heat map like this in terms of. Now what I'm going to do, heat map with respect to anoid is equal to true. If I write like this. So here, if you observe, individual values wise, it is going to consider. So what I'm going to take is entire df, whatever the df is there. Here, that is the reason I have taken the correlation matrix. First df of correlation matrix, not individual values wise. You should not work on the individual values wise. You have to apply the df.core. So df.core, you have to take like this. So the same representation will be here. Can you see? Why I have applied df.core? If I apply directly df, what happens? It is going to take each and every record. Total 200 records are there. For 200 records, it is going to calculate the relation. Correlation is calculating for each and every record. Record-wise calculations. So 200 values are getting printed here. So that is the reason I don't want all those things. I want only the correlation. For the correlation, whatever is there, for that only I want. For correlation matrix, above whatever the correlation matrix is there, the same correlation matrix I want to represent by colors. Okay. Is that clear? Correlation matrix and the heat map. Any questions? This is the values and this is the representation in the diagram. Both are same. Both are same. Just this is a visual representation. Is that clear? Any question? Next, plots for the discrete variable. So we have completed all the plots related to continuous variable. So these are the plots you have to make. For any data set, if you take, you have to make all these plots. For continuous variables, you have to do the univariate analysis like histogram and box plot, bivariate analysis, scatter plot, line plot, joint plot, violin plot. I have explained everyone. Scatter plot is nothing but describing the points. It is going to plot the points. So they are going to ask what is scatter plot and what is the use of scatter plot. For everything, what is and what is the use for every plot. What is line plot? Line plot is going to describe with respect to as x value increases, how the change in the y values are there. Generally, we'll apply what is the use of line plot means it is applied for the time series plot. So as the time increases, how the data changes, we are going to check by using the line plot. Joint plot. What is joint plot? Joint plot is nothing but combination of histogram and scatter plot. So what is the use of joint plot? We can have with a histogram and joint plot at a single shot. Okay. Since, for example, in my data, in my given data, only two columns are there. Continuous variables, I am having only total bill and tip. Only two values are there. Then why I have to go with pair plot? Pair plot means when I am having more than two. Here exactly two are there. So when exactly two is there, joint plot is enough for me. Right? No need of going with respect to pair plot, right? Now, next is violin plot. What is violin plot? It is distribution data. It is going to describe the histogram along with the box plot. Inside the box plot will be there. Next, multivariate. In that pair plot, what is the pair plot means? Pair plot is going to give the, for each and every variable, it is going to calculate the histogram versus scatter plot. And what is the use of pair plot means? You are going to get for every continuous variable, all the continuous variables, at a single shot, you can get the scatter plot and the histogram. Similarly, heat map. What is heat map? Heat map is nothing but giving the relation between the values by representing within the colors. Relation between the variables by colors is called as heat map. Generally, what is the use of heat map means? We are going to give the correlation matrix and we are going to see how the correlation, the heat between them, how much strong relation they are having. Just observation. It is possible 2 x-axis and 2 y-axis in single graph. It is possible on manually. Can you draw on a white paper? 2 x-axis, 2 y-axis. If you draw on a white paper, I will draw on the Python. If it is possible on a white paper means it is possible on the Python. If you can draw in what it is possible. So can you show me that one? So exactly if you show me the diagram, then what is the graph you have to use? I will show you. Ravi. So what you do is just in the Google Classroom link you are having now, there you just ping that one. Just you draw on the white paper and ping there, add that one in the Google Classroom. And once I see that one, and tomorrow we can have that. Okay. Next one is plots for the discrete variable. For the discrete variable, you are having either univariate and bivariate only. There is no multivariate for the discrete variable. Only univariate and bivariate. In the univariate, you are having pie plot, bar plot, and count plot. Okay. And bivariate, you are having with respect to that to box plot. Sir, box plot, how it is going to be discrete variable? Box plot means with respect to 5-number summary, right? How it can be? So that is the reason one discrete variable and one continuous variable you have to take. Both 2 discrete variables you are not going to apply. One continuous and one discrete variable. And you are going to do the bivariate analysis. Let us start with the count plot first. DF of smoker dot value counts. What it is going to give? In the smoker, how many categories are there? For each category, how many number of values are there? So no is having of 151, S is having of 93. So just it is going to show me the one is like this. Like no is equal to 151 and S is equal to 93. Now the same thing represent in the plot, which is called as count plot. You are going to take SNS.count plot for the smoker and data is equal to DF. Means within the DF, you are going to select the DF. So either you can write data is equal to DF like this or DF of column name you can write like this. This one or that one, either of your choice. So see here it is first it is going to take the category. Each category it is representing on the x-axis and the count on the y-axis. Category on the x-axis and their count on the y-axis is called as count plot. So clearly it is going to give me the count only. So SNS.count plot between y is equal, if you want y is equal to smoker. What is meant by y is equal to smoker? X is equal to smoker means on the x-axis you are going to take the each category. What is meant by y means y-axis you are going to take each category. That is horizontal bar graph you are going to get. Y-axis side you are going to take this smoker. That is categories you are going to consider on the y-axis side. Right? Then you are going to make a horizontal bar graph. Next one is bar plot. So bar plot you are going to take here x is equal to sex and y is equal to total bill. So now what it is going to happen? So here female with respect to the total bills made by the female. So what it is going to do? First female data will be separated. How to separate the female data? So you are going to write in the pandas, that is filters you are going to apply and you are going to separate the female data separately. Male data separate, female data separate. After separating the male data, so how many males, females are having with respect to these values, you are going to select. So here there is a black line is representing. What is the black line? Means it is going to say inside that so many values are there. For example, let us go with first female. She has made a total bill of $11.2. Next, one more female is there. She has made a total bill of $11.6. One more female is there. She has made with $9.4. One more female is there. She has made of $16. Now you want to represent the entire thing in one bar. That is stacked bar. You want to represent everything in a one bar. Now how you are going to represent? First you are going to take the blue color. So blue color. First 11.2 up to 11.2. This is 11.2 and you are going to draw the bar. Okay. For the first one completed. 11.6. On the same female, you have to take one more 11.6 means automatically it is going to cover this one, right? Now where is 11.2 means? It is inside that one. It is not visible. Now 9.4. 9.4 also already inside this. If you draw the for the 16, everything will be inside. The maximum value will be represented here, but minimum values will be always inside only. So it is going to consist of multiple bars are there inside. That is the reason it is having the black color line. Black color line indicates that inside multiple bars are there, not a single bar. Whereas count plot is having a single bar. That is the reason it is not having a black line. It is only a single bar. Up to 157, whatever the line is there, it is representing. Is that clear? Why it is having a black line? Now, similar to this bar plot, we are having the cat plot. So for continuous variables, we are having rel plot. For discrete variables, we are having the cat plot. So by using the cat plot, if you take this cat plot like this, x is equal to 6, y is equal to total bill. If you represent, now you can see very clearly. These are the number of data points are there. When you ask the bar means, now the maximum line will be drawn here and it is going to cover all the things. Is that clear? So these many data points are in the backend. So first bar has been drawn from here to here. This is the first bar. For this bar, like this, multiple bars has been drawn and the entire bars has been represented like this. It is a combination of multiple bars. In that, how many variables are there means these many records are there. Right? So in the cat plot itself, if you ask x is equal to 6, see, x is equal to 6, y is equal to total bill, df is equal to data is equal to df. Sir, why it is representing dots like this? By default, it is going to have the scatter only. Scatter means data points it is going to represent. By default, it is scatter. Now, sir, I want kind is equal to bar. If you write the kind is equal to bar means it is going to make like this. Sir, what is the difference between this one and this one means both are same. One is sns.barplot. One is sns.catplot. Kind is equal to bar. Now, how this bar has been made? By using all these data points, it has been drawn the bar. Is that clear now? Done. Next, xns.barplot. Y x is equal to total bill. Y is equal to sex. Means this x values, instead of sex on the x values, you want this one in the y values. Means what it is going to give? Horizontal bar. Horizontal bar means just you have to convert. Just instead of x taking on x as the sex, that is gender, you are going to consider on the x axis. You are considering the gender on the y axis. Right? Now, here similarly, size is equal to, what is the size? So total you are having a family size of 6 different family sizes. That is 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 and 6. So how many data points of 2 are there means 150 data points are there, 156. How many with 3 means 38. How many with 4 means 37. How many with 5 means 5. How many with 1 means 4. How many with 6 means 4. So like this you are having. Similarly, day wise. With respect to day wise, Saturday, Sunday, Thursday and Friday. From this we can conclude that most of the people are visiting on Saturdays. And in this particular restaurant, most of them are with respect to 2 members. That is 2 members are coming. That is male and female or male and male or female and female. That is secondary. But 2 members they are coming. And with family size of 6, very less number of people are coming. From this we can conclude that for this restaurant, what they are going to do, you know, they are going to keep some kind of offer. What is the offer they are going to keep? Family offer. If you come with a family size of 6, more than 6 or more than 5, we are going to give you additional discount of 10%. So whoever the members are going for 4 members, initially we are going to get any discount of like this. For example, they have given, if you visit with a family of 5 means, we will give additional of 10% discount. They have given like this. For example, there is a family of 4 is there. Now they want to go actually 4 members. Now since we are getting additional discount, what they'll do? They'll carry 1 more person also. Okay. Though there is no use also, they'll call him and they'll carry. Okay. Generally bachelors will do this one. So that they'll get a huge discount and they can share among themselves. Right? So they'll try all these things, right? The same thing. From where these ideas they are going to get, that is based on the analysis. For this particular restaurant, you have to give this offer. Similarly, barbecue. Everyone knows barbecue, right? So in the barbecue, you are having on Monday 1 offer, Tuesday 1 offer, Wednesday 1 offer, Thursday 1 offer, Friday different offer. That too for lunch will be different, dinner will be different. Offers will be different, prices will be different. How they are going to change that one? How they have fixed that one? Why Tuesday will be the less price? Because Tuesday less number of people are visiting. How they can know that one? First they have collected the data, and from the data they have observed that on Tuesday less number of people are coming to this restaurant, barbecue. That is the reason on Tuesday lunchtime you will get with respect to very less value. Vegetarian is going to be $3.99. Non-veg I don't know. Because I am vegetarian, I know only veg price. Okay. So that is going to be $3.99. On Tuesday lunchtime, it is going to be $3.99. Whereas on Saturday or Sunday, it is going to be $5.99. It is $5.99 on Saturday. Okay. And Sunday, it is also $5.99. Okay. So how they have decided that prices? The prices, what is the price they have to give? What is the combo offer they have to give? What is the kind of offers they have to make? This is not decided by the data scientist. This is not decided by data scientist. Our work is to analyze and to make a confirmation and to give that report. Whatever the report we have observed, we are going to give the report. For your restaurant, very less number of people are visiting with a 4 members. I mean 6 members. For your restaurant, very less number of people are visiting singly, separately. So now you have to make some kind of additional discounts or additional offers for single persons, individual persons. Like this, they are going to make. Our work is to analyze and to submit the report. and the business analyst will be there. Na? That business analyst will come into picture and he will make the offers according to that. Whatever the analysis we have submitted, from that they will come with an offer. Which offer means that they will be deciding. For example, Jio wants to come into the market. First time they want to enter into the market of telecom. Okay. First they know that already Airtel and Vodafone, Idea, these people are already occupied with maximum. Now they want to enter into the market. Now if they come into the market as a normal one of the telecom sector means no one will be interested. Since it is a new network, why new network, there will be no signals. In Amirpet, in SR Nagar only, we are not getting signals, miss, in our city will come. They will think in this way and they will not purchase the Jio SIM. So Jio knows that one. They have analyzed the data. What is the human people generally who are going to purchase the new SIM? What is the criteria? So they want a better signals and they want the internet very fast. These are the two things they want. Generally, whoever purchase the SIM. So they have analyzed the data. Now, after analyzing the data, the Airtel is providing that one as the best. It will the publicity of Airtel is even in the Jammu and Kashmir, it will show the signals are there. Okay, even in the hill stations also the signals are there. So it has given a publicity in such a way that the maximum signals are with Airtel only. Okay, now Jio wants to enter into the market means it knows that it can't sustain. So now they came with an offer. So this offer was decided. How they have decided the offer? Again, they have analyzed. In India, even PM also will be elected based on one vote called as free. Anyone who use the word of free, they will be selected. Even PM or CM, whoever it is. So they analyze this one. Whoever uses the free and the more the free scheme, the more we attract the people. If I say this data science course free means entire Amirpet will be in this class only. Right? Obviously. Everyone knows. Right? So the free word attracts more number of people. So that is the reason they have used the free phenomenon. And they came with a 3 months free. 3 months free means at least. If you're not interested also, one slim slot is free means you'll keep in that. Free only na. Anyways, it is free only, right? So you'll try. So once they attracted the people by giving 3 months free, after that again they have extended for again 3 months. After attracting the people, now they have changed the prices. First initially they have started with 129, 149, later 179 and now 199. Monthly wise, they have increased the prices. In the first day itself, they come with 199 is no need of use of this one. Since they have given us free or discount, heavy discount, then only we'll be interested. Similarly, Amazon also, similarly Flipkart also. Everyone first they will attract. After that, they will play the game. Once you are attracted towards the Flipkart, big billion day sales and everything sales has been done. Now, once the attraction is completed and the sales, you have got very low prices, one of the best one. Na? Now they are already having the entire database with them. Now they will start the game. They will give whatever the things are there in the Flipkart, you will buy as it is. Right? So you can't ask for the discount now. Right? So like this, they have came with a solution. These offers, whatever the offers are there, these offers are decided by the business analyst team, not by us. The business analyst team and the company CEO or company manager or company director, whatever the head is there, those people are going to decide that one. Our work is analysis and which part you have to give. The free word is there, na? Use the free word that we have given. Data scientist has given that one. They have analyzed that free word is having a high impact. This part is by data scientist. Whether to be implemented, whether for 3 months or 1 month or 2 months or 6 months, that is decided by the next team, not by us. Right? They are going to decide that one. And once they have decided, now once, for example, let us assume they have decided for 3 months. They'll ask us, okay, if Shiva, if I give for 3 months and these many number of users are using, what is the amount we are going to spend on this? Then we are going to calculate that amount. We are going to write the Python code and if this is the case, this is the case. If this many users are there, this is the value. If this many users are there, this is the value. Like this, we are going to write the Python code and again we are going to submit the answers. Now, Jio has made with a strategy of they are having 100 crores investment. Actually, they have to implement all these 100 crores in directly. They have to invest. But what they have done is, they have invested out of 100, 70 crores they have invested for telecom and 30 crores they have invested for publicity by giving the free. Everyone will think that free means it is loss for Jio. Na? Everyone will think that loss for Jio. But it is not the loss for Jio. It is one of the part of the investment for Jio. That is the part of investment. For them, it is also investment. Whatever the loss they have made for that 6 months, it is the part of their investment. They have included everything in the investment and they have made with that. So all these analysis will be done by the data scientist only, pure data science. Okay. First you have to analyze, you have to implement, and you have to get the attraction. After that, you have to do the things. Is that clear? So here you are having with respect to the size. You have seen the size. You have seen the day. In the day, Saturday is more and Friday is less. Now, since Friday is less is there, you are going to submit the same thing. So Friday for your restaurant, very less number of people are coming. Now for this, they are going to make some kind of offer. And that too on the Friday. Okay, Shiva, Friday you are saying less. On Friday, whether lunchtime or dinner time. Again, they are going to ask this question. Again, we are going to check that one. And we are going to say that on Friday, lunchtime, you are going to have very less number of people. Now, Friday lunchtime only, they'll give exclusive offer. This was implemented by barbecue. Barbecue is pure, again, data science project. Once again. Based on the analysis only. What are the pricing and what are the analysis? Suddenly, barbecue is having a full of publicity is there. And everyone are visiting barbecue only. They are going to keep the same price. Huh? Obviously, they will increase, right? When the demand is there, obviously they will increase. And they'll remove the offers, whatever the offers are there. The Flipkart has removed, right? Initially, Flipkart has given more offers. Now, slowly they have reduced the offers. Similar way. First, for attraction, they'll give more offers. Later off, they will reduce the offers. Our work is to submit our whatever the analysis we have done. Okay. And whatever the work they have given to us, submit that one. And whatever they are asking